It's here. Pull up those pictures that Toby. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go.
Here's the first one. This is the morning times anyway. For the morning before lunch break, Button was the fastest. Button was the fastest.
Wow.
He beat Vettel by .010, almost nothing. But he beat Rosberg by 1.3, which is pretty crazy.
Jeez.
All the way down to Force India, which was almost 5 seconds back from Button. Crazy. Almost the same number of laps too. Everyone did between 40 and 50 laps or so, 35 to 50 laps. Then if you can go to that second link there, the last one. These are from Tobias Gruner, our pal there. He's got the full numbers for the day. Vettel tops the charts.
Nice.
Beat the Mercedeses by 0.1 seconds.
So now this is just a chance for them to test like many things for next year.
Whatever they want. Whatever they want to test.
Yeah,
Stuff for later this season.
So
It's
with
a 2-day test.
with the increased aerodynamics that we can expect next year, that's one thing that these teams are going to be testing. But
Who was it? Williams had an extra wing. Did you see that? They're testing the downforce.
do we have the
levels.
pictures? Oh yeah. There, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Check it out. Click on that 87 builder picture. Look, look at that. That looks
Yeah,
crazy.
for anyone watching, we're looking at Williams threw an extra second wing on their back rear wing today with some extra elements that stick out the side and whatnot, designed to, I guess, mimic the downforce we can expect next year.
Yeah. That's insane,
See how it affects
man.
the car, see how the driver feels.
Look at that. That's going to be so much more downforce. I got downs.
This is an extra small addition, I guess, in addition to what we have this year. But next year, I guess you can expect like an average of both wings.
Well, I mean, it's
Shorter,
gonna be
wider, and
shorter.
fatter.
Yeah. It's not going to look like this at all. Jeez, it's not.
Keep clicking. We got a shitload of pictures here. Let's just go through them and see if anything comes up crazy.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Just
like.
keep clicking. Nothing's gonna be too special, I guess, but
Yeah.
you can get an idea from testing what happened.
Young drivers in the mix. Renault testing
a
out
bunch of
their
them.
boy Ocon, getting him his enough mileage for his super license. I think he is already eligible because of his many
Esteban Ocon.
Yeah,
Sounds Spanish, actually French.
he's French.
Alex Lynn for Williams. Alfonso Celis
Yeah,
driving for Force India. Pierre Gasly driving for Toro Rosso. Red Bull using their own drivers. Ricciardo driving today. Pascal Wehrlein today from Manor.
good. For
All the
him.
teams switching it up tomorrow, as far as I know, too.
No
Haas-
Saubers in the mix.
No Sauber. Sauber could not afford to attend testing
So
this
weird,
week.
man.
Romain
So sad.
Grosjean for Haas for his own team doing
course.
testing.
Yeah.
Jensen Button for
I mean,
his
well, I
own
mean,
team for McLaren.
Jesus,
third fastest today.
Haas and their extensive young driver development program. I can believe they're going to pick it up for it.
Nico Rosberg for Mercedes driving today, 0.117 seconds behind Vettel driving for Ferrari.
Yeah. The Scuderia, man. I mean, it was scratching heads, man. And
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's a Red Bull with the air rakes on it.
What are those?
Those are pitot tubes. They all measure airspeed going into them. And then they get an array of airspeed and see like how air is flowing past the tire.
to see
Oh, wow.
if like the
So
way
you
that
see-
the air moves simulated in the computers matches real life.
Ah.
Also,
See,
these
each-
things
each
here.
of those sticks facing forwards is a hole with an air pressure
okay.
sensor behind it, and then they'll graph out in 3D the pressures on that whole array,
Oh, cool.
and you can get sort of like a dynamic sort of chart of how the air flows over the tires, the front tires.
These three things here on either side wouldn't have been, and this is what a lot of people are saying, that they wouldn't have been included last year. Like nobody, like anybody that like, whenever we see these tests, we just see this big part here. If
Yeah.
anything, but these three on either side are apparently or some people are speculating that they're there to see how the air could potentially be affected if there was
With
a canopy.
the canopy, or the halo.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
speaking of
wow.
halos, next week at Monaco, Ferrari is set to test the second version of their halo, which apparently, I think it will be hinged with a clip or something like that, with a latch, something like that, to make it easier. It's not like a fixed one what they tested last time. So this one will test I guess it can open a lot easier from the driver, like with a one-touch type of thing, can open up to not obstruct his exit from the car, should he need to get out quickly. But we'll see. I guess in one of the free practices, Ferrari is set to test a new Halo, the Halo 2.
Halo?
No relation to Xbox or Microsoft or video games. So I don't know. We'll see what comes out of that next or 2 weeks, I guess, at the next race. Don't have any pictures or anything of it yet. Nobody knows what it looks like.
Now this the Williams thing here.
Yeah.
Isn't the 2017 going to be much lower? And now wouldn't that affect it differently?
Yeah. Yes, 100% it will. But if what they wanted to test with this is just how like the floor of the car or the tires would actually react to that added load, then they don't. If what they're testing here with this is not aerodynamics, then it serves the same purpose.
Or they could have put heavier tensioning bars or springs or hydraulics.
Yeah. Suspension
and see how much force they need to hold their suspension up.
Okay.
With the expected load from next year, because they would put that wing high this year because
just
the whole aerodynamics of the car is set to aim the air up there, right?
Right.
To hit that wing, to bounce off that wing and add downforce.
Yeah.
So, but I think, like the preseason testing next year is going to be the most crazy. We'll see everything come out.
So Williams, okay. I just wanna point something out. Mm-hmm. Thinking ahead, maybe. I'm not gonna say for once, but thinking maybe cleverly ahead. Clearly wanting to get on top of that situation, because I don't know if you remember, but their problem since last year and so far this year has been getting those rears to work. Getting the maximum performance of the rear tires, and if clearly they're focused on that, they know that if they solve that problem, or at least that's what they're betting, that if they solve that problem of the rear tire management, they're gonna go further along next year. Which is, kudos for them. At least they're trying something forward thinking.
Yeah,
a lot of what happened with Williams this year, and what maybe. It was sort of forecasted by Pat Simmons when he did that podcast with the Motorsport magazine at the very beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. He said he was kind of honest about it. He was like, "We tried a couple of revolutionary things with the car, but you won't see it." This was even before the cars were unveiled. He said
before the season.
Yeah,
start,
he's like, we tried a couple of different things, revolutionary things. They didn't work. So he's like, it's basically they wasted a bunch of time on some development that wasn't taking them anywhere. Right. So that's why their car is very similar this year from last year. But maybe we can expect something actually revolutionary and forward thinking from Williams next year, which would be good.
But don't forget, from the first half of the show, Williams, the only team so far this year that scored points with both drivers in every race. Yeah, they're the only team. They have managed consistency, and they're up there. That's showing.
It's a team with two good number 2 drivers.
Where did Williams place pretty high up last year? Didn't they?
Yeah, they were
like 4th, 5th.
Yeah, 4th. Yeah.
I don't know what happened to it. I was trying to find. There was a link of the two of them drawing each other. Oh, yeah. It's pretty funny. I kind of lost it though. I don't know. If you want to look, it's pretty funny. There's a picture of Bottas and Massa trying to draw each other on a giant easel.
It's a bit. It's one of those pictures that made the front page of Reddit, so it's good. It's got the Reddit approval.
Yeah, Bottas nailed the hair. The hair was perfect. The hair was beautiful.
I like those two guys, and I like the way the Williams do their shit. I just wish that that perhaps that they were doing more, or they had done more in the past to make sure that the sustainability of the previous success was going to carry on. Because in my point of view,
right at the top of the links,
they probably had all the opportunity, or at least they had a great opportunity when they were winning championships back in the day to ensure
Williams to lock their sustain their dominance.
Yeah. Awful.
There it is. We got it up for the viewers.
Oh my goodness!
This came from Massa's Instagram. Massa just kind of drew a stick man. It looks like he got his son. He commissioned his son
Oh, look at
Bottas also
Dude,
looks like
no, those
But-
eyebrows. You could interchange
the eyebrows and the hair is
Yeah,
perfect.
It is.
It's perfect.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, Bottas, he got it.
Even the smile is almost perfect.
That is brilliant.
Wow.
It's great. It's great. Massa Felipe 19 on Instagram. If you want to see it, it's there from the weekend.
Good guy, that Massa. Always posting entertaining stuff.
Well, I guess next week we'll have to come back with more updates from the testing.
Of course, yes.
It's only been all we got is data from the morning, a bit from the afternoon. That's it. But we'll see next week coming up before the race if anything's affecting it. Something that we do know, without talking about Monaco too much, because we'll come back to the next week, is the new rule that was supposed to be brought in this weekend. It got delayed on tear-offs.
Oh yes, Ted was talking about this.
Tear-offs, yeah. Ted was talking about this. I remember, I swear to God, this seems weird or like I'm talking shit. That race, you remember where, I think it was at Spa 2 years ago, a car got knocked out of the race because it got a tear-off in the brake duct?
Yes.
Was that Raikkonen?
I don't remember exactly who it was, but I remember that. You know what? Raikkonen rings a bell.
I remember seeing that tear off go like this and flutter, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if one of those got stuck.
You actually, I was watching the race with you, and you said the exact same thing. Yes.
I was like,
No.
Like happened.
Like a minute later,
2 or 3 laps later, one car is like, oh no, I got overheating brakes, and they have those clear.
Yeah.
They get too many bugs and dirt in their face. One of them went in the brake duct and knocked
oil.
the car out. Yeah, and oil, all kinds of shit. I got another picture here for you.
Yeah, this all came about because, that precipitated it, and it was a real danger that something could get stuck.
So what teams have been doing up until the last couple weekends?
This is pretty cool.
Is just putting kind of like a mosquito mesh. So what
Mercedes was doing that for sure.
What we got on the screen here is, and it depends on the racetrack too.
No, I think Mercedes was one of the few teams that was doing it. Not a lot of teams. Like I know Ferrari hasn't been doing anything like this, but Mercedes definitely took the lead with a mosquito net thing.
It depends on the team too, because some of the teams have their brake ducts at the front, some have them at the back, some have them behind one of the suspension arms, some have them open.
Yeah,
but they sort of had like a mosquito net for those that are looking, and now they've changed it to some veins that sort of would deflect and the plastic can't get stuck in.
It looks like a hair clipper guard almost.
Right. So it's taken 2 years, but
because
Monaco,
you know why they did that? Because when they had the
like one of those
mosquito
hair
net thing,
clippers.
when they had the mosquito net looking thing,
the plastic, it's just like a saran wrap where you put over your leftovers.
no, a bit of a marble got stuck there and wouldn't come out, and that's what was overheating Nico Rosberg's brakes.
A marble.
Like a tire.
Marbles, one of those the little balls that roll off the tires.
Oh fuck.
They call them marbles. Sorry.
Okay.
So yes.
Yeah, I was like,
You see all that black shit all over the track, and there's sort of like a path. Where
usually towards the end of the race, there's tons of that shit not in the racing line.
yeah.
That's people call them marbles. But yeah, they're just basically like little bite-sized pieces of rubber that gets discarded from the tires as the race takes its toll.
So I couldn't find the clip today, but I'm sure you can find it on YouTube or Vimeo if you spend an extra few minutes. You can find that tear off ruining someone's race. As of Monaco, it was supposed to be this race. For some reason, they pushed it back. I guess to go through testing first.
Yeah.
Or just whatever, typical F1 stubbornness.
Yeah.
At Monaco, you're going to have to keep those tear-offs inside the car, either in some sort of a glove box or as Ted was demonstrating in Ted's notebook, like this. They're going to have an extra pocket sewn onto their overalls and just tear them off and stick them into their overalls, like inside.
They can't just throw them in the car.
No, because
they're just kind of just like a tornado, just kind of like spin around and fly out, like it's like the back of a pickup truck.
Or they could get stuck in behind somebody's
in their own air duct, right?
Or something like that.
Get stuck in your own air duct. You don't want that either.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's the rule. You're gonna have to stick them in your pockets. And I'm sort of working. Well, maybe in a week or two I'll come back with it. A sort of helmet production for this podcast to talk about all the helmets, but it's weird. Some of the drivers prefer to have just 2 or 3 tear-offs. That's what they want to race with.
Yeah.
Because you notice when they start the race, you'll see like they pull down their visors, especially if it's really sunny, and they got bubbles under them, like they're not smoothed out.
Right.
My uncle does vinyl graphics for a living. Like he used to do like for the Maple Leafs, like the boards, like you just plastic signs, like for a store, like Tim Hortons has a sign, anything like that. That type of shit, you can smooth it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like he's a pro. Like you can smooth it out. Whoever's doing these tear offs, I wanted to tell my uncle, man, you should be like just a F1 tear off guy, like doing this. He's so good at vinyl. These guys all have bubbles in their vision, like they're trying to see through like 8 bubbles, and then they tear one off, they get 7 bubbles, 6. But apparently, some of the drivers only like 2 or 3 tear offs.
I remember. I think it was Pastor Maldonado. I remember like noticing that he used to race with like 6 of those tear-offs or more, even like his thing, like he had like so many of those like pull things on either side. And the way that it works is that they're done in such a way that like they're kind of connected like Kleenexes or something, like where like so you pull like first from the right, but then the next one you have to pull from the left and then from the right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember in the old days, like we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, they had the big goggles on, and then they just end up with like
all kinds of oil,
face
man.
mask, but you have like oil and tire
look
bits. And
look up a picture. Okay, just Google this, man, right
Your
now.
face and lungs with
Sterling Moss, oil face.
These dudes would race with 2 pairs of goggles, though. They'd have to keep a second one around their neck in case they got hit by a stone in the face. Hey, see these guys? This is how they used to come out of the race.
Oh my god!
look at him. He's so happy. Look at these.
Like all these guys. Imagine, I don't know how their teeth are still clean, but imagine their lungs, their nostrils, their sinuses,
arms, man.
Their arms. Yeah, they had gloves on. Jeez.
That's how you used to race, like a man.
Yeah, look at them. He's got one of those fake plastic masks. Anyways, starting from Monaco, no more throwing them out the window.
Yeah.
No more littering as part of the race.
It sends the wrong message to the children.
Yeah, hundreds of tear-offs. What the hell?
Gotta recycle.
Yeah, you gotta recycle, man.
It's a peculiar problem that F1 kind of finds itself in. Well, one of the many, I should say.
What else you got for this week?
I think that's pretty much about it, man. I think
let's the last thing I got here.
Soon.
Let's play the Tema de Vittoria to close out the show.
Oh yeah, this was cool.
All right, so hold on, fuck that up.
So this was something cool that happened. Just to us, Bernie's trying to tell us that that F1 has no future, or that he wouldn't take his family. We see it that perhaps like
I think we can play the song. We can play the song.
Yeah, we can definitely play the song. So what happened? You noticed this on an MMA fight?
Yeah, so you probably heard from this show. I'm a bit of an MMA fan.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view this weekend, championship fight, UFC 198.
Yeah.
Held in Carabina, Brazil. The 3rd largest event of all time. Over 45,000 people there. So this dude, play the song. Let's play it over this quick segment. This is the Tema de Vittoria.
The winning theme. Don't show this on the screen.
Theme of victory, the theme of winning that Ayrton Senna used to play. I guess he celebrated with this song. So everyone knows Ayrton Senna was Brazilian. Brazilians have a lot of national pride.
Ayrton Senna da Silva do Brasil! Yeah.
He was the world champion. Everybody knew who he was.
No. Ayrton Senna was not just a world champion. He was a hero.
The championship of the solar system.
The
hero of the solar system. So as far as MMA fighting, we don't need to go into details about the fights, but this man Fabricio Verdum, is a Brazilian man. He was the world heavyweight champion. Fought this weekend in his hometown against Stipe Miocic. Came out. Let's show this picture as well here. Let's show him coming out. He came out with the Senna flag waving instead of his country's flag, and came out to this song. It works a lot like boxing does, where you have like your theme song. You come out to your song, you celebrate, everyone goes crazy. You can see the crowd loving it. He tried to hand out 45,000 paper masks of his own face. The fighter, Fabricio Verdum, he tried to hand them out at the stadium, and he got He got denied by the stadium owners. They're like, you can't put this on television.
Yeah.
He forced everyone to throw them out. But there, you can see the picture here for the watchers. He came out with the Senna flag. They're both world champions, both Brazilians. Lots of pride. It was nice to see the combination.
Very cool.
2 world championships challenges in one weekend for me.
That was
This song is a bit cheesy.
yeah, the song is
these days.
it's very 90s.
But 91, 92, that was the
Yeah.
shit.
I was kind of digging it, to be totally honest.
And now for a better song, if I'm completely honest.
Wow, I'm not sure if we can compare them.
Sorry for the internet failure this week. That's
yes.
how it goes.
Everybody, thanks for watching again. Honestly, Jesus Christ, episode 60. Thanks to and
We're almost
many
retired.
more will come.
These episodes are almost retired. 5 more,
Let's-
7 more, 7 more right now.
Let's keep it going. Next week, well, we don't have a race, but if you are in Toronto or anywhere near Toronto, I want to say again, for the Monaco Grand Prix, we will be at Betty's, 3 o'clock for pre-show, 4 o'clock the race. More details to come on our website. We'll do the Reddit post or whatever, everything that we normally do. Hope to see everybody or as many of you there.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with the race preview.
And let's not forget the Canadian Grand Prix is coming up. Big announcements for there too. Like we're gonna be in Montreal. Hope to see you there too again. Listen to Bamboo.com.